just out the back of the campsite. Just saw the sun light this thing up a bit differently, so I walked over. It's an old headstone, a memoriam. Edward Ruscott, aged just 16, died in February 8th, 1891. Wow. Whew. Back at camp. It's getting a bit hot, so we'll go back to that old homestead and have a bit more of a look around later on when it cools down. It's not that hot, but that sun's got a lot of bite to it, and it's can feel it burning our skin pretty easily, even with all the sunscreen on. Anyway, also just noticed this little blaze in this tree. It looks like an NH or an AH or something, or maybe it's grown in and you can't see the rest of it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Right next to our bloody campsite. So we'll contemplate walking the banks of the lake to try to have a look at that that other tree, another point of interest. But that's quite a distance in this full sun basically, and all the glare off the sand. As I said, you just feel it burning your skin pretty easily. Anyway, Michelle's going to make a sandwich now today.
No, you're cooking sausages.
Oh. This is the old Fort Grey homestead. Suffered multiple flood damage, and it was abandoned in 1956. And there was a new homestead built, and in the 74 floods, after that they sold it to national parks, the whole station. But this is all that's left of the original homestead. An old kitchen was there. It's last standing in the 70s. But yeah, not much going on anymore. Just rubble. Yeah, pretty unreal. There was a picture on the information board about what it used to, with what it used to look like. So I'll grab that before we leave. But yeah, just built a little bit too close to the lake. This is a marker of the 74 flood level, and yeah, that homestead's just down the bank there a little bit. Would have been more or less underwater, almost completely. The old windmill's still here.
The old comet.
Old Comet D pattern, whatever that means. Have to look it up. It's time to wash the balls in the bush again. The remains of the day. Our last night before we hit Cameron Corner. What's for dinner, Snoo Snoo? I'm cooking this, by the way. It's lamb in Vietnamese style caramel. Which makes no sense to me.
Oh, it smells great.
Smells bloody beautiful. So yes, it's quite a mild night. I've got a beanie on already, but I've still got a singlet on. But that's going to get a flanny thrown over it in moments. Just once again, another magnificent evening out here in the outback. Went for a walk today. Not much really happened except for that walk. Done a bit of maintenance actually. So maintenance wise, pulled the bloody tow ball off, greased it, gave it some love. It was squeaking like crazy when you had the trailer hooked up to it. As soon as you turned a corner, it was, and you could hear it when you had the window down while you're driving. So it wasn't much chop, and it was a bit embarrassing, I reckon. So took it all apart and rattled it on, so it shouldn't move. But I think it was this plastic bit here that just swivels on these Cruise Master hitches. It must have been a bit dry, because even when I put some pressure on it with my hands like that, you can just hear a bit of an audible squeak, but it was squeaking pretty loud. So hopefully that's sorted. When no fires are allowed, Michelle's come up with this little alternative. And dead set, it fools you a little bit when it gets a bit darker, because you think the closer you get, the warmer you get, but it's not the case. Here we are again. Groundhog Day. Memories of our trip with Glenn and Kaz. But yeah, this, darling, is home for the next few months.
It will be. Love the desert.
In the middle of bloody nowhere. Cameron Corner store. Go see what it's all about.